Friends, thank you so much for tuning in. Colby Sharp, fifth grade teacher. Welcome to my channel where we try to help kids fall in love with reading. Today, we're going to be talking about 10 picture books that I read aloud to my fifth graders during the month of January. What an amazing month we had. I will have a list of all of these books down in the description. If these books are already out, the link will take you to Bookalicious. If you use my code, Colby Sharp at checkout, you receive 20% off and free shipping. Actually makes the books cheaper than buying them on Amazon if you're interested in going that route. I am so excited for these books. Book one is Sophie Blackall's Farmhouse. This is probably, my opinion, the best picture book created for kids in the last, decade. That's a big statement, right? But I think it's that good. I think it's brilliant. I think it is Sophie's best work. And she's won 2 Caldecott medals. I think this book, and I love both of those books, I think this is her best work. It's absolutely mind-blowing. It's fascinating. The kids loved it. There's some videos online too of her making this book. And once they watch that after the fact, their minds were blown even more. It's phenomenal. It's a work of art. It's a masterpiece. If you haven't read Farmhouse, please read it. Read it with kids. Read it to yourself. Just soak it up. It's so darn awesome. Next up, The Girl Who Built an Ocean. Michelle Nee Nutter illustrated it. Jess Keating created it. It's about this amazing woman who created the first aquarium so that she could study some of the things in the ocean. It was so interesting. It's so fascinating. This character is amazing. I don't know how to say her name. I went on YouTube and looked, searched her name, see if I could say it correctly. This is her name right here. And I just couldn't do it. So I'm not going to butcher her name, but check out this book. I love picture book biographies. This is an amazing 2022 picture book biography. Let's move into a new book, a 2023, the next 3 books are all 2023 titles. This one is out, An American Story by Kwame Alexander and Dare Coulter. I believe it's her first picture book. And I think it's going to win the 2024 Caldecott medal. Let me show you this one spread. Powerful book, heartbreaking book, inspiring book. This aligns magically with our 5th grade social studies curriculum, and I'll probably be reading this book for as long as I'm able to do this job. It's one of the most beautiful works of art I've seen. It's amazing. So, holy smokes, just so good. All right, next up, I love Jessica Loves Art. A Bed of Stars is so cool. It's this father and child going out into the the desert to hang out and spend some time together, build a fire, camp out under the stars. It's just beautiful. Feels old time book art, just magical and sentimental when you're reading it. It made my heart so happy. I loved A Bed of Stars. Remember, all the links to all these books down and below if you're interested in adding them to your to-read list. What happened to you? Wow, what a beautiful and an important book. This character, as you can see, has one leg. Kids are coming around to play and they all want to know about it, and he doesn't really want to talk about it. He doesn't want to just be defined by that one thing, just wants to play. He's having a blast out in the playground. And then the other characters, the kids kind of start to see that. It's led to a really awesome discussion with my 5th graders. And I think with whatever age kid you serve, from the littlest of the littles to the biggest of the biggest, does that make sense? I think this book could be read aloud and discussed with all sorts of different groups of readers. I'm so thankful for this book. Another 2023 book. All right, kicking it old school. Carol Boston Weatherford, James E. Ransom, Be a King, Dr. Martin Luther King's Dream and You. So it's a really just important book where we just look at all of the different values, or many of the different values that Dr. King lived by and stood for, and kind of puts it on the reader to try to live their lives in these similar ways. An awesome book, beautifully illustrated. We read, there's some over there that we also read during this month to celebrate and honor the life and work of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. If you haven't read Be a King, you should read it. It's awesome. Another 2023 book, Aaron Becker, who created Journey, an absolute amazing trilogy. The first one on the Caldecott Honor, He's Back, The Tree and the River, a wordless picture book that takes a look at like one setting and then how it changes over time. It's fascinating. It's got one of those like circular endings that when you see the end, then you look back at the beginning, you'll notice other things my kids did that I didn't even notice, and my mind was blown even. I was so excited to share it with them, and then when I did, they helped me to see so much more in these beautiful illustrations and this amazing artwork in this one. So check it out. I think I said beautiful illustrations and amazing artwork. Kind of the same thing. We are water protectors. We're studying we're reviewing all those different text structures that we find in nonfiction writing, and we needed to look at cause and effect. And we've already read this book, and it's beautiful. And Michaela Goad also wrote Berry Song, which just won a Caldecott Honor. So, I'll make sure the kids are Michaela Goad fans. This is one the Caldecott, right? I said that. Beautiful book, Caldecott, I think 2 years ago. It was awesomely illustrated, important story. Check it out if you haven't read this. If you haven't read this, this is your lucky day. All right, next up, one of the great read-alouds of the last handful of years, A Walk in the Words by Hudson Talbot, a book about a kid who struggles to read, and words stress him out, and watching him deal with it and trying to figure that out. And it's just really powerful and helps us to understand all of the learners and more of the learners in our classroom. What I love too about this is even though he struggles with words, he still loves story. And one of my own kids, he had a little bit of a different journey, maybe to reading, for some various reasons. But he always loved story. We always made reading positive and supported the teachers that were doing amazing work with him. And he's where he needs to be. And I think so much of it was because we kept reading as a positive thing. We didn't let a lot of those scaries get to him, and thankful that he had amazing teachers. But beautiful book, wonderful, read aloud, great book to discuss with kids. And then this book, Choosing Brave, won all kinds of awards yesterday, including a Caldecott Honor. And we read it to end our day after watching the announcement of the Caldecott Award. Choosing Brave. The art is just unlike anything I've ever seen. I'll show you one more screen. So this is one you want to check out. It's a beautiful story. It's a sad story. It's a true story. And those are the 10 books we read. Thank you for watching. I hope you found a book to add to your to-read list, a book that maybe you'll consider reading aloud to the kids that you serve. Thank you for reading aloud to kids. Thank you for sharing picture books. Thank you for tuning in. If you're new, consider subscribing. We'd love to have you back at this channel for the next video. My name's Colby Sharp. Hope you have an awesome-tastic day.